Guys,
Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where you take a random prompt out of the hat and try to develop it into a workable story.
Like go over voice.
Get something.
All
We
right.
are never silly.
All right, let's see what this says. Oh gosh. A mathematician is horrified to discover that 1 + 1 actually equals 3.
So we're dealing with a three-body problem kind of thing.
Oh, something different. Okay.
Three-body problem is a story where someone ends up discovering that there are no rules to physics.
Ah, okay. Okay, so 1 + 1 actually equals 3. I'm not quite sure how we do that one. I mean, if you take a modulus, you can make things equal lower, but making 1 + 1 = 3 is kind of hard, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think...
Making 2 + 2 = 3 isn't so hard, but, you know, just take a modulus, but 1 + 1 = 3.
I mean, rounding, you could have like 1.4 plus 1.4 equals 1.
No,
2.8.
this sounds
I
like
don't think this is entirely literal.
But I don't think
you have to take this entirely literal of what he discovers precisely that 1 + 1 = 3.
Right.
Well, at some point it would be nice if that throws
rules
out.
of math. Yeah, someplace you have to throw that in the book. But the rules of math don't apply. You've got them wrong.
Oh, could this be an isekai?
It could be.
Where your mathematician who is used to rules and logic and has figured all of this out because he's a genius, he comes to this world where the laws of mathematics and the universe do
not apply.
When we did shards, you know, all the rules of physics were broken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we're coming to a land where the rules of math are very, very different. How would we make these rules some you could do things like more of a topological space. If you're not familiar with that, topological spaces, distances are irrelevant. It's all connectedness, compactedness. Okay, we're going to nerd out here. I'll show
It mean that everyone is actually just a three-hole torus.
All right. So
those people would be shapeshifters then.
Oh yeah, everyone could shapeshift.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think that's
Within
following the rules of mathematics.
Right.
What if this is a world where the rules of mathematics
this
don't
seems like...
So
apply?
what does it go on instead of math? Because, everything here, math is the fundamental language of the universe.
I know, it's going to be...
Imagination.
Imagination, okay.
Things operate in this universe because people believe they operate in the universe.
Okay, now we've got a totally chaotic system, though.
Yes, exactly. So we're in a universe where if enough people think something works some way,
it works that way.
So if you just walk in, and so I think at the beginning 1 + 1 might = 2, but then if you can convince everybody in the world that 1 + 1 is actually equal to 3, then suddenly you can then take two things and have 3.
Well, now you have kind of a propaganda war, because what happens, because if you think this and I think this and they're conflicting, who wins, when you think, but suppose that this is a society where if the majority of the people think it, that's how it is. So if the majority of the people think that, you can milk a cow and get, I don't know, you can milk a cow and get ice cream, you can milk a cow and get ice cream.
All right. There you go.
Are they
aware?
aware?
So dealing with an orc situation.
Is this something that the people are aware of?
I don't
think so.
Because if they were aware of it, they would exploit it, and they'd be like, okay, cows now make ice cream, everyone believe it, and it'll happen. Oh, I believe it, because I know if we all believe it, it'll happen.
Yeah.
So I don't think they know that's how it's working.
I think this could be a cute scene, though, where he figures this out, because he's explaining to, small children what 1 + 1 is, and they start, coming up, and this is how it actually comes to equal 3, at least in the vicinity where he is. They all believe they all decide it's something, and he goes, wait, this isn't making sense.
No, look. We have one apple, and then one other apple.
And we put them in a bag.
How many apples are there? 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? What the...
Okay, so what is this guy coming in here isekai to do?
One apple plus another apple. Where'd the third one come from?
I don't know if he knows from the start, but I think that I think that this problem, I think that there is someone trying to exploit this, use the majority think to get himself made into, because if he can get people to think he's good enough, he can become all powerful. He can become, super handsome, rich, live forever, and become a god.
Here's the thing. He isn't affected. Okay?
Okay.
So when he goes, where the majority, if they think something, it will happen. And if the majority thinks something, then it's going to happen so everyone believes it. But he is outside of the system. It's why they pulled him in. He's outside of the system. So he's the person that can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, if you go 1 + 1 now equals 3, well, it's not like things are necessarily changing every day. The group mind does not change that quickly. It really doesn't. And so being outside of it, though, everyone else is kind of, not hive mind where we don't have thoughts of their own, but society mind.
There's a lot of people.
Right. Society mind, where because people
The collective
believe this,
consciousness.
right? They think this is how it should be, and this is how it is. It's how it should be.
Yeah.
And so you've got someone, I don't know who has the power to summon him.
Someone who people think has the power to summon him. Duh.
But okay, but
Fair enough.
we got to figure out what the problem he summoned for. But they summon him because they
problem's easy. The problem's easy. He's summoned to stop this bad guy.
No, wait, the problem's easy. The end of the world's coming. Everyone knows it. No one knows what the end of the world is coming. It's just been foretold that the end of the world is coming soon. So obviously, the world's starting to end and Earth's
and the bad guy has told them the end of the world. He's convinced them the end of the world is coming unless they do something, unless they give him control, unless they do something they don't want to do.
What if...
And so they've pulled him in, hoping that this person from outside of this can figure out what's going on and stop it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Weird.
This is weird.
This might not be the best idea, but interesting idea.
Okay.
What if, throughout the story, he figures out the secrets of this world, and at the end of it, instead of just, he actually, becomes not like a god, but like a pseudo-deity of this world, and actually decides, and actually gains the power to write in rules of the universe.
I like that.
So, and then you have the very last part of the story be, okay, rule number 1. 1 + 1 equals 2. Okay.
It's gonna be nice. College physics did pay off.
I think that would be a great way to end the story. Just say...
Okay, so we have a villain. We have a basic plot. We have a very unusual setting. I like unusual settings. That would be hard to write in.
Yes.
As an author,
you need someone.
This one is hard to write in because I've done things where like the laws of physics were broken or things like that, and they were really...
There were still rules. This world has no rules except that whatever people think.
You would have to, as a writer, come up with some rules of how does this thought process work.
There are some
What
rules,
does it take to change it? But the author has to know it, so there's consistency. It doesn't. The characters would not know it. The readers may or may not.
Yeah.
Depending.
Okay. Unleashed, I did not actually put any rules to it. The rules were legitimately just whatever people thought the rules were.
Okay. So who's our love story?
It's not too hard to find.
I don't know. It's an isekai. She has to have some kind of ears.
I thought you were about to say harem, and I was going to be like, well,
so what kind of
1 + 1 = 3 in this world?
So what kind of part animal is she?
One thing, you could have it be so that there are wizards in this world who have power, because everyone knows wizards are powerful and can do magic. But a lot of wizards are trying to figure out what causes magic, and no one can really figure it out because it's caused from just the fact that the universe bends to the whims of the collective consciousness. And so, but a few of have her have her be a wizard who's trying to figure this stuff out, a magical researcher, and when he basically explains that to her, and she's like, "Wait, really? I have to see this for myself."
Okay,
That could be
so you
fun.
put him a girl.
Just make her another nerd.
I would. So
Nerds are the
let's say
best.
when they get here, you get the
Mhm.
king and queen or whoever summon him. He says, "Okay, here's your resources," and she's one of the resources for
Mhm.
information.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like we have this.
She should
Who
be an
could write
owl.
this?
She should be an owl girl.
No, we don't have to make her a half animal just because it's an isekai. All right, Joseph.
No, but
Hey, have you
she could have a demi-human twin when when 1 + 1 = 3.
On that note, let's hear your ideas.
Yeah,
Feel
give us
free
your
to
ideas.
put them in the comments and give us more prompts.
Could
for
you
our
write
hat.
this?
Yeah,
I'd probably be the one out of us to write this one, in all honesty.
I
yeah.
could see that. That would be fun.
1 +
Alright.
1 does not equal 2.
On it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
see you next time.